Some House Democrats are meeting later this morning to discuss the future of the party as President Biden continues to say he has no intention of dropping out of the presidential race. Joining us now, Jake Sherman, Punchbowl News co-founder. Does it take courage at this point to do this, Jake, do you think? Or you could sort of feel the tide shift a little bit yesterday and the day before, and you could just watch it on Predict It. I mean, I think the president was up 20 points to 61% probability to be the nominee, and Kamala Harris down 20 to like 20%. So the combination of the letter and the Morning Joe appearance did kind of turn the tide back towards the president in the president's favor. Or do you disagree?
No, I agree. I agree. I think there's a lot of factors, and we wrote about this morning, Joe. There's a lot of factors that are letting him slide for the time being. Number one, it would take Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer to push him out, and he doesn't. They don't have, complete uniformity in thinking. There's still a lot of House Democrats. And by the way, every Senate Democrat, no Senate Democrat has called on him to step off the ticket. It would take, 60, 70, 80% of them to get him off the ticket and to get Schumer and Jeffries to push him off. I think that's the reality of it. And I don't want to say they're weak leaders, because they're not. They're not weak leaders, but they have not shown any interest in pushing him off the ticket. I talked to Hakeem Jeffries twice yesterday. He said, first, I am sticking with Biden. I have not wavered in that. And number two, he said, my favorite phrase when I was a lawyer was asked and answered. So basically, he doesn't want to talk about this anymore. And I think that there are let me put it this way, Joe. Every single Democrat that I've talked to off the record has said they think he should step away. Even some of those who are the most fervent Biden supporters publicly have said they don't think Biden could beat Trump. But it's difficult to push a nominee and a sitting president off of the ticket in July. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
They know that a lot of those people, Jake, they own this, and it was not a good debate, but we've all been watching. We know what's been going on. And he got, and this is where I'd say you're right, Mr. President, I received over 14 million votes, 87% of the votes during the entire nominating process, 3,900 delegates through the entire process. And then there was the debate, but no one knew anything. They were all there. They were all complicit. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And even right now, it's almost a perfect storm, because they don't have a really great alternative to the president right now. So he's got this on his side, that he went through the entire Democratic process to get to earn the nomination. So he's got that, and the alternatives to him being on the ticket aren't great for the rest of it. But he's down in the polls.
I'll argue with you on the first point.
Okay.
The first point, and I would say this, and I'm not making a case that he should drop off. I'm giving you the other argument that Democrats make. They did not see this Joe Biden because he was only performing effectively in tightly scripted appearances. And they didn't. I think that people did. This is a very closed down White House when it comes to the personality. It's not like Trump, where we have a daily barometer on his mood or on his mood swings or whatever. Every human being has those, maybe not as many as Trump does, but we don't know that about Biden. That's number one. And I think that's an important point to make, that we didn't know, or voters didn't know.
Jake? Looking into your soul, looking like George Bush did into Putin's, or was it his eyes? I think his eyes, he saw his soul. But
yeah,
you
right.
didn't. Yeah. You didn't know. I think I knew. I have.
I'm not talking about us. You and I have talked about this on the show.
Then Democrats they're lying. They knew.
Yeah, so let's take the second point. I had a prominent Republican make it about the alternative. I had a prominent Republican make the argument to me that if Kamala Harris was atop the ticket with an exciting number two, that would rejuvenate the base and excite the base, and they could beat Trump. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I understand that argument. And I just saw a poll this morning, believe it or not, and I don't necessarily believe it, that Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris were up in a poll against Trump. So that to me indicates, Joe, that people are looking for an alternative.
There's no doubt. That's a given. What you just said is absolutely true. That a wild card shot with Kamala Harris has a much better chance. That's why so many Republicans. That's why Karl Rove said that Mar-a-Lago's cheering when President Biden wrote that letter that he's staying. Republicans definitely want it to be Joe Biden because you don't know what might happen with the vice president. She may outperform everybody in debates and everything else with a vice president, not Hillary necessarily, but whomever.
We've become so conditioned. We've become so conditioned to octogenarians atop the ticket that we don't actually remember the excitement around Obama, by the way, in both parties. In 2008, when you had a young person running for president, a vibrant person that's reflective of a new generation.
How old are you, Jake? How old are you?
I'm almost 39.
All right. Are you in your 40s? No, you are not. So don't just call Trump an octogenarian, okay? Because he's not.
A fact.
And don't call me don't round up with me, dude. I need every day before the next big round number, and you'll get that way. You'll get that way.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
There's only been one octogenarian. You said we got all these octogenarians that we're used to. There's only been one. All right, and that's the current. And don't round up. And you know who else is an octogenarian? Mick Jagger. And he still moves like Mick Jagger. I'm telling you, I just saw him running up and down. And you know who's in the 90s? The man who went where no man has ever been before, William Shatner. Okay, so it's not the age, it's the odometer, I think.
So, but I would say this, Joe, adding to, and let me give a caveat and kind of batten down everything I just said. Today's meetings, which is the entire House Democratic Caucus, members only, Senate Democratic Caucus later this afternoon, are going to be incredibly crucial. If there is a huge movement, Jeffries and Schumer will have to get on board. I don't see that quite yet. The CBC, Congressional Black Caucus, CHC, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, make up about half of the Democratic caucus, roughly, and they are basically fully behind Joe Biden. So I don't see this. I don't see this changing, but I suppose it could.